Deep inside a remote limestone carriage house, 5 specialists have gathered for a 6-minute window that only opens once every 19 years. They are here to document a rare spatial anomaly, a localized event that refuses to follow standard geographic rules. Standard digital sensors and telemetry tools fail to register the event, often returning zeroed-out data. Because traditional instruments are useless here, the team relies on a purely analog physical methodology to record the phenomenon. This method centers on the spatial baseline. As the edge of the anomaly advances from the door toward the center of the room, the team must trace its exact geometric path before the 6-minute window closes. Tracing this arc provides the only empirical record of the event. Without a precise physical baseline, the anomaly remains just a localized rumor, rather than a documented coordinate in space. The specialists function as a biological sensor array. They take up specific positions across the 20-foot room, using their own proximity to the event to monitor fluctuations in the atmosphere. Each person manages a specific metric. Clarisse charts the optical boundary. Frank measures the wood's thermal contraction. Lacey tracks sub-bass acoustics, and Lori monitors the threshold. They maintain total physical stillness to ensure the data remains clean. While the others remain motionless, Amy sits at the center desk with a secret variable. Tucked inside her heavy coat is a modified quartz pocket watch that she rhythmically clicks with her thumb. This watch no longer tracks time. It has been rebuilt to house a precisely angled quartz crystal prism designed to refract and manipulate light. The integrity of the entire measurement depends on the group's collective discipline. If even one observer has a secret motive for being in the room, the accuracy of the baseline is at risk. The event begins when a razor-sharp shadow cast by a distant grain silo creeps across the sill of the open doorway. The first measurable distortion is its speed. The shadow detaches from the sun's natural descent, slowing down by 40% the moment it enters the limestone structure. Simultaneously, the entire room's acoustic profile shifts. The bedrock beneath the floorboards begins to vibrate, generating a deep sub-bass harmonic hum that Lacey tracks through the soles of her feet. The temperature drops immediately. The cold is extreme enough to cause the room's cedar framing to physically contract, tightening the joints with audible metallic snaps. This leads to atmospheric parallax, where the internal geometry of the room no longer aligns with its physical dimensions. The straight edge of the shadow visibly bends around the table legs as it advances. These combined distortions, the slowing light, the thermal drop, and the bending geometry, confirm the anomaly is at full strength. It is now only seconds away from reaching the center drafting table. As the shadow reaches her desk, Amy places her modified watch on the tabletop. She angles it to catch a beam of tungsten light from one of the drafting lamps. The internal quartz prism catches the amber lamp glow and throws a concentrated, refracted point of light into the path of the advancing dark boundary. The light contact warps the shadow's edge, hooking 2 degrees off its natural path to intercept Amy's refraction. Amy uses this deviation to harvest a harmonic pulse from the anomaly. She records the unmapped frequency directly into her ledger, capturing data that the baseline alone would miss. The rest of the team realizes the measurement has been compromised. The stillness of the room is replaced by a silent, psychological standoff between the specialists. Clarisse warns that their observations must remain pure. If they allow the shadow to be pulled off course, they are no longer documenting the anomaly, they are documenting Amy's interference. If the interference continues, the data for this 19-year event will be permanently corrupted for the sake of a private ledger. At the climax of the 6-minute window, the distorted shadow makes direct contact with the watch crystal. Just before the baseline is lost, Amy snaps the lid of the watch shut. The light beam is severed instantly. The room's geometry aggressively rebounds. Without the light to draw it away, the shadow snaps back to its true, straight trajectory across the limestone floor. Clarisse immediately sweeps her charcoal across the drafting paper, marking the exact, uncorrupted arc of the shadow as it passes the center point. The 6 minutes end. The physical tension in the carriage house vanishes as absolute darkness falls, leaving the data safely locked onto the parchment. As the specialists begin to pack their instruments, the oppressive atmosphere of the anomaly diffuses. The room returns to its standard physical state. The night ends with 2 distinct records. The team has the pure spatial baseline, and Amy has her stolen harmonic frequency. The specialists accept the dual outcome in a quiet truce. They recognize that the pristine cartographic data and the fractured signal will now permanently coexist. We can calibrate instruments to document the most rare and impossible phenomena, but human ambition remains the one variable that no baseline can ever fully account for.